if they trade Aaron Rodgers. Because Jordan Love might not be it. So it's a really tough call, but we'll see what happens. Alright, so apparently there was a I think it's Peter King that reported this. There's a good chance not Aaron Jones, Julio Jones is traded before training camp. Now, I heard the Dolphins are interested and the Raiders, but I don't think any of those guys should be interested. Dolphins got Fuller, Parker, they drafted Jalen Waddle. They shouldn't really be interested. They got enough weapons right now. Raiders, I think, need to focus on defense a little more than offense. So I think the Ravens and the Pats are a good landing spot. Probably the Ravens, ideally. Because the Ravens could use a receiver. Lamar's a good quarterback, and they got a good running game, so he's not going to have a lot of pressure on him either. So I think it's Ravens or Pats for him. I think that's the destination, if he gets traded. Alright, so Joel Embiid kind of went off on teams that are playing small ball in response to him. And now I think the playoffs are going to be good, bro. I think it's very balanced this year. It was very balanced last year, but it was annoying because there were no fans. It took away the whole excitement of it. And now this year... And also last year... I don't know. I think last year led them to the playoffs at least. But this year is going to be the real test. There's going to be fans now, and it's going to be a lot. And it's not going to be in just Orlando. It's going to be all over. I think it's going to be fun. I know a lot of people are kind of down on the NBA right now. Like, the finals last year got, no views. But I think the playoffs should pick it up. But I think the playoffs are going to be great, And I'm a little worried about the Nets. And here's why it's balanced, because the Nets have injury problems and the Lakers do. Nets and Lakers injuries, I think Giannis said this a couple years ago when LeBron joined the Lakers. He was like, it was a lot easier to get through the East because LeBron's not there. If LeBron and KD are out, if there's actually injury problems here in the playoffs, that blows it wide open for the Sixers, Bucks, Nuggets, Suns, Jazz. Playoffs are going to be good. Alright. So I think I can bring up a good point here. We got a lot ahead of us. Got a ways to go. Probably going to be... I'm going to throw out a prediction here. Probably going to be a 40-minute podcast. 42 minutes tops. So Aaron Rodgers told prospective free agents that he won't be there. He likely won't be there. Maybe that's why they didn't sign a lot of free agents. They were like, oh, Rodgers might not be there. And that makes me a little skeptical. But normally what there is for every great quarterback, no matter the personality, I don't think this is about being difficult. I think it's about the person. I don't think it's about the personalities. I think it's about just what has happened in the past years with any great quarterback. Now, I guess you can say, depending on your personality, you can stay longer if you're a more laid-back, chill guy, like Tom Brady, who say 20 years, and then... But normally there's 15 years of harmony and then 3 years of tension. Brady, if you look at reports, there was tension in New England after Garoppolo was there. And there's different personalities. Brady is tense and aspirational. It got tense in New England when they got Garoppolo. Eli Manning is a chill, laid-back guy. It was tense after they got Daniel Jones, and it was tense before that too. Part of why they did draft. After they drafted Aaron Rodgers, it was tense with Brett Favre the last 3 years after they drafted Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is a cool California guy. It's been tense the last couple of years. Maybe the last two. So specifically, I think there was a little tension the year before this. I think this is year 2 of 3 for tension. For the tension there is. So I think maybe one more year of tension and then he's gone. And the problem is, they're probably not going to win the Super Bowl. Because Brady's final year of tension, they lost in the wild card. So, and then one more year of tension for Rodgers. So I think last year was a little tense already. He was a little tense last year. I don't know why. I don't know why it would be tense, but I think there was a little tension there. And then specifically this year is when tension got really high. But like I said, it doesn't matter about being difficult. And I know Rodgers can be, but that's not the problem here. Problem is, it's a lot. I said the same thing about McCarthy getting fired. McCarthy is not a bad coach. He's not as bad as he appeared in the final year in Green Bay. He looks average in Dallas right now, but Dallas is not a good team. They don't have a good roster. I said this from the beginning of the year. I don't know why people didn't listen. Some people did, but most people didn't. But it was with McCarthy. McCarthy and Rodgers were together for 10 years. It was just time to move on. It's probably just time to move on right now with Rodgers. And it happens with every personality there is. Brady, aspirational, kind of tense. Eli Manning, chill and laid back. Still got tense. Favre is, a little difficult, got tense. And Aaron Rodgers is like a cool California guy. Got tense. It just gets tense at the end. And you may not want it to end that way with the quarterback. And I didn't want it to end this way with Aaron Rodgers, but it is. I don't think Bill Belichick and the Pats wanted it to end that way with Tom Brady, but it did. So it's not always going to have a pretty ending. They just gotta realize that. Alright. Let's get some music going in a second. Let's just wait 1 minute for it to load, and I should be good now. There we go. So, the former Steelers linebacker signed with the Ravens yesterday, or a couple days ago, my bad. Villanueva. And he seemed to take a shot at Juju for the social media usage this season. Now, he'll be on social media because that's the new thing. But he's good, and I know it makes him look immature, and that's why he doesn't have much of a market. But he's a. For some reason, they're defining him more by his social media account than his catches, which he should be more defined by. He had 97 receptions this year, 800 yards, and 9 touchdowns. He did a good job this year. The social media stuff, it rubbed me the wrong way too, but it shouldn't be this bad. I don't know why you would take a shot at him for that. And he kind of took a shot at them for not running the ball, but they can't run the ball when they have the 31st running game in the league. That's just not something you do. So, Juju is a good receiver. And I don't agree with his TikTok and social media usage either, but it's who he is, and he does a good job. He's very productive on the football field. That's all I would care about. As long as his personality and his social media stuff isn't rubbing the Steelers the wrong way, they're in a good place. So, Brett Favre is not optimistic about Aaron Rodgers returning. Now, like I said literally a couple seconds ago, it's not about being difficult. It's about it just being, it's just time. And like I said, with, what's his face? Tom Brady, you know, times come differently due to your personality. Like, different personalities come with different times, like different exit times, you know? Different, expiration dates. But it's always about 15 years of harmony and about 3 years of tension, and then he's out. So it ain't about Aaron being difficult. And sometimes people just say, oh, you're just defending him. You still don't think he's difficult. I have admitted that he's difficult. Greg Jennings said it. Jamarco Finley said it. Those two know Aaron Rodgers very well. But, you know, like I said, it's not about being difficult. It's just what happens. So Kyrie was fined $35,000 by the media for not speaking to them. And I don't know why he does this, really. And I don't really care about it. Because I don't want to be labeled a Kyrie hater, which some people already label me as, because I'm mad that he left the Cavs. But, I mean, people don't realize that boiled over. Like, for me, whenever I hold grudges, the grudge lasts for, like, a year, and then I'm done with it. You know, it's like, whatever. You know, Kyrie requested that trade from the Cavs, and I held on to that grudge for, like, a year, and then I was done. I was like, okay, whatever. And then I didn't care about it until I heard that he was difficult and being an a-hole to teammates. That's when I started hitting on him again. You know. But, you know, I mean, I don't know what his problem is here. And, I mean, there are certain situations where I agree with what he says when he defends himself. So it's weird for me. I don't know what to believe right now. But Kyrie is really losing money for not speaking to the media. Now, even if I didn't like the media, I would still try to... I feel like I would at least say yes to them. I might be a little bit of an a-hole to them if I didn't like them. I don't know if I would like them or not because I'm not a player. But I viewed it from the player's point of view, and I think I understand them, you know? Like, the media is just to blow things out of proportion and kind of get things out of you, you know? Just to kind of get more stories, you know? That's what it is. So I understand why they don't like them. But you gotta at least talk to them. Or else you're losing money. Alright. So, on the Dan Patrick show, I think it was yesterday, I believe, Damian Lillard went on there. Had some interesting things to say. He said Westbrook is, he said he's the best point guard in the league, but, like, he didn't think anyone was better than him, but that's something everyone says. And, you know, what else did he say? I'm trying to leave my way to the story. But, oh crap. He said something else. Oh, he believes if you ask 10 people, like a survey, 8 of those 10 people will have Curry ranked behind Magic in the all-time point guards. Which I agree with. Alright, let's get to the main point. So he says KD could be the best player in the league. Very well be the best player in the league. Now, he's always been a great player, but not the face of the league. It's because of his, like, injuries at times, you know? And a good comparison that people have made before is he's a lot like Wilt Chamberlain. Phenomenal, literally hard to believe what he does. He's pretty much just this ridiculously good scorer, ridiculously talented guy. But he's a wanderer, you know? The reason he's not winning more rings is because he's wandering across the league, kind of. Wilt went from, I believe it was the Globe